10 seconds remaining.
I should have seen that one coming.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Escape Gaming's turn to pick. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Send.
Mirana. Escape Gaming's turn to pick. Drow Ranger. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Admiral Konkar.
Escape Gaming's turn to pick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the Betway WCA European qualifiers for the 2016 season. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Well, actually, I don't really know what it's been an absolute pleasure. I guess I haven't really casted since TI, so it's been an absolute pleasure being AFK away from you guys, and now it's an absolute pleasure to be back and casting for you here on my home soil, of course, in upstate New York, as well as Moonduck TV. With that said, let's jump right into the game that has just begun. For the most part, we did have some difficulties, some definite technical difficulties coming out before we started the series. But real quick, I do want to talk about Betway, of course, as we jump into the game. Pretty important, obviously. Hold on, just making sure that my co-caster's not here. That's right, Purge is going to be AFK for this particular game, so that's okay, no worries. But really happy that you guys are here. So, guys, make sure you check out www.betway.com. Every new customer that uses the banner below to sign up will receive a free €5 bet. Of course, Betway is a fully licensed and real money betting service, and all players must be 18 years of age and older and be located within a country in which betting is legal for you guys to actually be able to bet on Betway.com. So definitely check that site out. We'll jump into the game that we're pretty far through the draft, actually. As you can see, Escape Gaming has picked up the Ogre Magi, the Draw Ranger, and the Dazzle. Fantastic.Five have gone for the Sand King, Mirana, and Kunkka. So we still have 2 picks to go on both sides. Now, obviously, the big nerf, or at least the nerf a lot of people thought they were going to see, was the Mirana nerf that came out not too long ago. But a lot of people who've been playing the hero, and they're saying that it's still a vastly superior hero to most of the heroes in Dota right now. It's very strong with Starstorm, Magnum Scepter, obviously, even with the change, so that you only get through 3 Starstorms in the, with the exception of the quadruple Starstorm, you know, that going by the wayside. Still a very strong team fighting hero. Not to mention you already have Sand King and Kunkka to help you out as well. So X Marks, Arrow, Ghost Ship, Torrent. There's a lot of disable coming out through Fantastic.Five. Not to mention that, well, Escape have a bit of disables, you know, themselves. They have the Ogre Magi, not to mention the Bloodlust with the Drow Ranger. We saw that combination at TI pretty prevalently. Now Fantastic.Five will go for the Slark. This is kind of an interesting matchup, actually, if you look at it. Escape Gaming and Fantastic.Five, both teams were vying for a spot in TI6 via the qualifiers. Now, Escape Gaming was the one that came out on top, and eventually they made it through the wild card. Were able to secure themselves a spot. Fantastic.Five was very close. I think there was a 3-way tiebreaker between Escape, Fantastic.Five, and the eventual team that made it through the qualifiers. Off the top of my head, I think it was Secret, although I may be wrong that they had a 3-way tie going, but just something to keep in mind. Nonetheless, we are going to jump into this game relatively shortly. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope you guys have had a good week, a good month since TI is over, and
Escape Gaming's turn to ban.
all right, well, let me change the music. It sounds like the music's a bit louder than I am. No worries. Make sure I turn this down. Should be good enough. I feel like I should be loud today. I should be loud. JJ will let me know if there's any other issues.
5 seconds remaining.
All right. Well, there's a Huskar coming out. Escape have pulled it out of their pocket. When you see that Dazzle, there's a good chance that something like a Huskar is going to be paired along with it, and they go for it. So Escape Gaming have the 1-2 punch. The heal combo, great tower pressure. Huskar, obviously, with Drought Aura is really nice as well. So good synergy there. They dish out a lot of damage. They have the Dazzle, and Fantastic.Five actually banned the Axe out, so they don't have an ability to pick up that hero and use Calling Blade to get through the Dazzle, which is something that you kind of have to worry about. So this Huskar, or whomever that Escape have, might survive a bit longer than Fantastic.Five want. So they'll have to try to find a way to bring down these heroes and survive through all of the damage. You know, try to mitigate it as much as possible through the usage of some of their spells, like Ghost Drum, for example, and go from there. Escape Gaming will get their last pick right now, as they have 2 supports. They have the Drow Ranger and they have the Huskar. They're looking for what seems to be an offlaner at this point, as you probably send Huskar mid, maybe with the Dazzle to the Drow Ranger to the safe lane, and you pick something up in the offlane that could do well. Obviously, no point. They could run an aggressive duel lane with Ogre and Drow, but that seems to be an awkward decision. It would be more likely that they do an aggressive trial lane or aggressive duel lane with a Huskar and a Dazzle, and then they send Drow mid, which is not unheard of, but it's something that I think they won't do. It depends on this last pick, obviously. We have to wait and see if they want a solo matchup versus a solo matchup, or if they want to have standard, you know, 2-2-1 or 3-1-1 or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of choices for Escape to make here in this next pick. It's going to be tough, though, Escape. I feel like they do lack a lot of lockdown here. Gus is obviously very good against Slark, not to mention the Mirana, or even the Sand King, really. It's a good long-duration silence, but that might not be enough when you only have Fire Blast Ignite to really help you. You have a couple of slows here and there, and you have 1 real stun with Fire Blast, and it's not that great of a stun, to be honest. Fire Blast is not particularly good. It's not a strong stun like you see out of a Sand King, Burrow Striker, Nyx Assassin, Impale, or Arrow, or what have you, or even, you know, Dragon Tail for that matter. So something to keep in mind when we're going through this draft. A lot of reserve time, and it's going to be the Faceless Void more than likely in the off lane for Escape Gaming. Now they can switch things. They can switch things around. They can put him in the safe lane if they want to do an aggressive trial, and they can send him in an aggressive trial. And although you really do want levels for your Faceless Void, we'll wait and see how it lines up for Escape. And then Fantastic.Five for themselves, well, they've got their last pick coming in as well.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm excited for this game. Let me try that, actually. Good call. JJ. Engine, no. Goose. Sleep. 0. Well, I did that already. You know, I'm just telling you. Our last pick will come out. It's going to be Winter Wyvern coming out for RMN. So excited to see what he can do with this. Yeah, it's kind of... I'm probably going to have to... we'll see. With the game now getting underway, it should be a good one. Very excited to see who comes out on top. I talked a bit with Cinderin and some of the Escape guys during TI. You know, Cinderin, obviously they weren't particularly happy with their, you know, group stage performance, their main stage performance, but, I mean, these things happen. F5, I haven't talked to anybody from their squad in a while. Would have liked to see Illidan and talk to him about his squad and BZZ as well, but
10 seconds.
I did spend some time with Cinderin, and he's obviously a person and a player that most people from Moonduck know very well. A good friend of mine. We spent some time at the after party. He didn't seem too bummed out at the end of the day, which is always nice. So we'll jump into the game right now. We'll get ready to go as we have RMN TPing down to the bottom lane, looking to get things going. We'll have Joel doing the same to the mid lane as well. Just drop some vision down and get some wards. No real urgency from Escape to move out of the base to try to find anything here. Yeah, pause. Woo! What a start to the game, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing better than when you have a solo caster and a pause happens. That's my favorite thing of all time. This goes long enough, I might go back to the camera shot. See what I can get done. I gotta say, I like the music. I'm running the TI6 music pack, which they didn't use, I think, at TI. At least I don't remember if they did or not. Also, kind of hard to hear the music when you're casting on the main stage. That was a humble brag. No need to, you know, whatever. The pause is now dissipated, and we'll get underway as we'll move forward through the game. It is going to be a Huskar mid, it looks like, for Era, as he has the double tango boot strat, also a tango stack of his own. Let's actually check out the rest of the items in this game right now and see who's got the best bet for starting items. Quickly goes for the straight-up Wraith Band plus Tango to allow him to do even more damage and help out with Precision Aura. Down bottom, it looks like we're going to see Yol. Oh, his ward's been dewarded. Nice play by Kizu, but the X marks will go. He's probably going to try to use the Time Walk here. Arrow does hit perfectly. Can they bring him down? Time Walk will go. There's the Arctic Burn. Is it enough damage? It looks like no. Illidan will still go for the pounce. They're underneath the tower. Yol's tanking up the tower damage here. Kizu in trouble. Last right click, and Illidan will get it done. Underneath the tower. They were hesitating there a little bit, but they're able to go for the kill. Knowing the Time Walk is down, a very big pickup. A 5-man gang squad roaming to get it done, and it's exactly that. As Illidan will help pick up the first blood. In fact, gets the last hit himself, a very big kill. Cinderin on the other side of the meantime, trying to at least block one of these camps, and he will do so, but it's not the camp that you expect. It is, of course, this camp here, the offlane. Always want to fly, the jungling Sand King going for the Iron Talon. No real craziness there, I suppose you could say. It's just standard stuff. As the Era and BZZ will go toe-to-toe in that mid lane, we'll find out how this aggressive dueling does bottom lane. I don't know, it's not really an aggressive, it's more defensive dueling, as Yapzor is really here as a bodyguard with 8 armor and a heck load of HP as an Ogre Magic, not to mention a Windlace and a Fairy Fire. He's got some survivability. We'll see how this bottom lane does go. Keep your eyes peeled there, but for now it looks like it's going to be a free lane top for Koifa. As again, the Sand King is going to be jungling with the Iron Talon, and he will take his first stack. Of course, he has, I should say, the Caustic Finale, so just something to keep in mind. Bottom lane. That's a lot of damage going on to Yol. The Apps are doing a fair bit of work here. We'll turn our attention back towards mid-air, going and dishing up the damage, but it looks like Yol will barely survive because of an X marks. Still, below 100 HP are getting to that point. He has no regen. He's going to buy himself a TP and looks like run back to base. Unless that courier has something for him. Which does not, sadly. So he will deny himself more than likely here. Yol will go down. Yapzor is going to actually turn his attention to being the bodyguard against RMN. I feel like Escape, despite that first death, are having a very good time with his bottom lane. 5 last hits coming out for the Void, and Illidan is tied with him, but if you look at the Drow, it's 11 going out for Koikfa. A very good start for Escape despite losing out on that first blood. As you can see, they're contesting mid fairly well. It is even up, it looks like. Actually, it's 6-5 here in terms of CS. Even the Dazzle getting into the action with 5 CS for himself. They'll start the pressure to the top lane as you have with a Drow Ranger. Could be a quick one. No vision to watch this rotation down bottom. Yapsor's going to come in, and BZZ will have to use the Leap Ignite. Not going to go Yapsor. Had he ignited there, he could have gotten 1 or 2 hits off of him. That would have been plenty of damage, at least to push the Drow Ranger back. Top rune. Yapsor's running for it, and it looks like, guess what? BZZ's not going to contest. He could have thrown an arrow, as we do have the TP rotation finally from Always Want to Fly to the top lane as he picks up his Boots of Speed. 2 levels in that Burrow Strike now, still the 1 point caustic finale. And here comes Yapsor. They're wrapping behind the tower. Will they be able to secure this kill? There's the Frost Arrow, Poison Touch, Fire Blast will fly, Ignite as well. The Shadow Poison, or the Shadow Wave, excuse me. Look at that damage. The burst comes out and blows him away. That is going to be 2 down on the front lines here. Fantastic.Five now with 2 deaths instead of the 1. Gizu will look for a pull in the off lane. Looks like he won't be successful. Nice block from RMN. Still taking some damage, however. BZZ, the mid lane against Era. Getting to that dangerous point where Era's starting to get farm. BZZ is kind of losing out, starting to go by the wayside because he's not a Huskar, sadly. And Mirana's right click is still a wet noodle. Even with how good she is now, that's the one main issue I think for Mirana and trying to lane mid early on into the game is that you don't secure that early start that you would in a safe lane. Sure, you get extra experience and you want to get to that level 4 Starstorm as quickly as possible, but it's also you're contested pretty heavily when you have a good mid laner like a Huskar going at you toe to toe. So Escape have everything going their way. Illidan's still farming pretty well. He's going to find a pounce on the keys to his time walk. It is level 2, so pretty long cooldown, still have 16 seconds. There's no way for them to lock him down, really. I mean, Arctic Burn might have gotten into range, but they're going to go for Always Want to Fly again. And he's trying to bait out the Burrow Striker or Sandstorm. They have no detection on the Ogre. They should have some on the Dazzle. No, none whatsoever. So he uses his Sandstorm, and they have really no way of getting him out other than a Gust, which is fine if they can get close enough. Deny range on the tower, 54 HP. Fire Blast will go to stop him from denying. The Gust is there as well, puts him out of the Sandstorm as I just previously mentioned. Shadow Wave, he will Burrow Strike and try to get away, still though getting followed. Arrow's gonna come through and it will not hit anyone. Splits the uprights, unfortunately for BZZ. Another Fire Blast coming out. Sandstorm and 20. Burrow Strike in 1. The Ignite might bring him down. Can he deny himself in time? The answer to the question is absolutely can. Great deny coming out from the Sand King, keeping himself alive just long enough to make sure that they don't give any gold away. Although they will lose the tower in the tier 1 top. They at least make some space down bottom for Illidan and a pull for RMN. They definitely could use that experience and gold going their way. Still, early on in the game, it is looking like Escape is getting the better end of the trade. However, 2 of the 3 top net worth right now are going to be going the way of the Slark as well as the Mirana. So all relatively pretty close, actually. So Fantastic.Five, despite that, they still are down 1,500 net worth. Although the charts don't show it exactly as you would imagine. Here we go, rotation bottom. Pounce is going to come through. Illidan doesn't have his level 6 yet. Now with Pounce gone, Dark Pact will have to be used. Chronosphere is not there. They only had 2 down there. I thought they might have had the 3rd, but the rotation was slow coming in from Yapsor. He's finally here, though, ready to go, and they're looking to make another attempt on Illidan, who's got Pounce in 3 and Dark Pact now ready to go. No Chronosphere. Poison Touch will come out. Now he's blocked in between a rock and a hard place. Will he be able to get out? Ignite coming through. There's the time walk, and he does dodge the Fire Blast, but still might tick down. And it looks like he will stay alive for Yapsor to just punch him once and get the kill. But they do take down Era in the mid lane. Always Want to Fly. BZZ setting up for a combo kill that brings down one of the most important heroes of the game at this point. So the trade comes through. It's still maybe okay for Escape, although because they're ahead, it's a tough trade to take, I think, for them. Down bottom, it looks like some aggressive plays being made as Kizu now still looking to get to level 6, only level 4. Sidron's going to walk forward as level 3 Shadow Wave, so plenty of damage coming from that particular ability. And while the pressure is being applied, they won't be able to grab this tower, it looks like. At least not for free. Some good ward placements as well, as Yapsor might have to try to use the sentry as the pounce will come through. Time Walk comes out from Kizu in turn. It's found Yapsor. They have that ward down. Obviously, there's more wards coming from the Dire team as well, so Yapsor will make his escape. Illidan with Pounce up in 6. It has that cooldown. It's not leveled up, obviously. Leveling up the Dark Pact first instead of the Pounce. Try to get some extra damage coming through. Alright. 7 minutes into the game, pretty action-packed, 3-2. a fun first game for me to come back on after my exploits at TI. Yapzor is looking for a target potentially with his Ignite and Fire Blast, or at least just to stop the farming. Again, though, while this is all happening, Qualifier is essentially free farming top lane with what I believe to be another Wraith Band at least. No, it's an Ogre Club coming in for the Drow Ranger. So his Dragon Lance is actually pretty much done. He's very close to having 2 Wraith Bands, or rather, Bands of Elven Skin. 450 a pop. In fact, he's going to have it very soon. When the Dragon Lance comes out, the push might start in turn. Quarkfoot TPing home. Not sure if there's going to be any Radiant Vision here. In fact, there wasn't, although Yol was close by. They're going to head bottom. Poison touch on Aramet. He's being followed by the creeps. That's actually scouting him out. Now he's actually able to juke away. He'll use the Arctic Burn to head further down. Kizu will follow him, but again, the Arctic Burn lasts for a significant amount of time, and Aramet will trickily just TP away. Nice play. And now here it is. Koikfa, Bloodlust set up, the push will commence, and we'll see this tower fall. X marks mid, Era. Gonna get arrowed here. The torrent will come through as well. The leap forward, Starstorm, the damage, the cleave. It's there, but now they're deep behind the tower, and Yapzor is looking for that Fire Blast, but it's not in range for it. They get another kill on Era there. It's a huge pickup for Fantastic.Five to get back into this game. Not done yet. Also, they're looking for another arrow target here. Wow, they're pushing top as well. Element is up here now with the Tranquils, or not Tranquils, excuse me, the Treads, Sheila, and Poor Main Shield. Pretty good starting items. Again, though, Yol and BZZ setting up for an arrow mid. Gonna give this 0 tower up top lane is the significant question. They don't know where this Piranha and Kunkka combo are, so they don't feel safe rotating to the top lane. They know they can get arrowed randomly. Epicenter mid's gonna come out. Arrow gets arrowed. Now he's gonna get torrented, and they will kill him a 3rd time in a row. Yapzor and Cinderin looks like they were making aggressive plays, put some vision down in the jungle and just be going for a wraparound gank. But again, always want to fly, finds an opportunity and goes for it. The Burrow Strike comes through. The Epicenter follows shortly thereafter. And Fantastic.Five capitalizing on some positioning errors, if you could call them that, of Era, and really just trying to annoy him as much as possible. Tower will go the way of Illidan in the top lane. Mid lane, BZZ is going for some aggressive plays, but near we get the Fire Blast coming through. It doesn't look like having detection. He's going to have to time walk away if the torrent hits him spot on. Back up and away is... Well, at least they have Quake for pushing bottom. Plenty of money for his Dragonlance. I'm not sure what he's saving up for. Either way, we'll figure it out soon enough. I'm sure. What is my career hotkey now? It's a Helm of the Dominator, actually. I believe that's a Helm of the Dominator for him. It is. Quaifa is going to be going for it. Era is just like, I really want to finish my arm with the guys. Could you hold on for half a second? Would be great. The old TP's in. No ghost ship still, by the way. Chronosphere, they'll find always want to fly. They have the detection. Great torrent. The Shadow Wave is not there in time from Cinderin. And again, missing out on a critical kill there for escape. They have to back up Chronosphere. Expended for nothing. Sure, you could argue that Kunkka still has his ghost ship death already, and once he gets to level 6, or rather, Mirana used her Moonlight Shadow, and that might be big enough cooldown there, but I think arguably the Chronosphere is the bigger cooldown in this situation, and now the net worth has swung up in Fantastic.Five's favor. Crazy start to this first game of this series. And honestly, Quake was like, well, I guess we're taking it light. He picks up the Helm of the Dominator. It's not an uncommon item to buy, especially early on in the game for a Drow Ranger. But I feel like it does signify that there is late game intentions at the very least. It doesn't mean that they're going to go straight for the late game, that they're not trying to end early, but I feel as though the Helm of the Dominator is just a safety precaution, if you will, for escape gaming. As they have to deal with a multitude of mid to late game objective takers in F5. It's good damage dealers overall. And there's that point booster for BZZ. It's danger territory now. You saw what Mirana could do with an axe. Fire Blast will come through, but Leap is available. Moonlight Shadow, however, is not. If they had Chronosphere, it'd be a little bit easier to go for this kill, but could have leaped away regardless. So this is exactly the problem I was talking about in the draft. There's just no lockdown here for Escape Gaming. Yes, they have a Dazzle and a Huskar, for example, but it's just not enough. At least, not unless they take a man fight. You can see Illidan's taking too much damage against this this Huskar, but again, the Huskar right now, even with the armlet coming out, is still a bit of a glass cannon, so they have to have the Dazzle with them. Fantastic.Five will make an aggressive move, and Dara will use a scan and be successful in doing so. A great scan coming out from Escape. They have to back away. They should let this tower go, and it looks like they might. We'll see. They could maybe deny this. They're looking for it. Nicely done. There's the boulder smash as the Mud Golem is being controlled with the helm of the Dominator by Qualifier on that Drow Ranger. They still hit like a truck right now, the ranged damage dealers of Escape Gaming, but we're not quite at that point yet. They're actually getting penned in. This is a Drow strat that's getting put on their side of the river. And in fact, if you look at the Escape vision as well, some glorious vision around this mid lane in particular. Oh, for some reason, that's never going to get fixed, but Torrent perfectly hit up on Eric, and the arrow fall as well. Here comes the ghost ship. Bloodlust will come out. He has his armlet ready to go. So all of those abilities expended for nothing. I mean, the armlet, this time he's able to just turn on his item and go to work. He'll now heal himself up after turning it off, but we'll wait and see if Yul can find a Torrent in the pit here. He's gonna go for nothing really. The Fire Blast will go. There's the Moonlight Shadow. They have a sentry on the ground, and Yul's gonna follow. Good Shadow Wave, and finally a Chronosphere that's successful and allows Kizio to pick himself up a kill. Air will come through. It'll hit up like Qualifier, taking a significant amount of damage. Needs to be careful here on the other side. Always want to fly. He's got the epicenter. He's gonna channel it. Burrow strike in. He misses the stun, but still doing some good work. Great from Sidrid, and they're gonna turn it. Qualifier will stay alive, and Always want to fly will go down. Roche is escaped, and they're not done yet. Armen getting run over. Good Winter's Curse, and Sidrid will in fact fall, but here comes the dunk. And Air with a great armlet toggle. They'll have to wait for the Golden Brace. No, they want that magic damage, and they'll get it. A double kill from the Burning Spears of Era, and Kizu getting some time lock procs provides them a 3-2 trade. The advantage certainly going to Escape, though. They did lose Qualifier at the end of the engagement. It still looked phenomenal for them, dodging that epicenter. And he's just not close to level 2. I thought that might have been the biggest issue. He's not close to level 2 epicenter at this point, level 7. Air with the Aegis now is a monster, but he might lose it here if he's not careful. Armlet toggle, it's going to be there in time, but a great torrent. There it is. I said he was a monster, but here comes the ghost ship. The arrow does hit. Qualifier, or Era rather, is going to fall. Synderen trying to get there to grave in time, and they might lose 2. Fantastic.Five don't give a damn about the Aegis. They're going to get 3. What a turnaround with BCZ getting a double kill. His Axe is now pretty much done, and they will push into the tier 2 tower. Suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, Escape feed 3 right away. Look at the graph, and look how much it jumps back up and down. Like the Wild West. We're just along for the ride at this point, as both teams are slugging it out, is the best I can describe it. Beating the shit out of each other, honestly. It's a sight to watch for sure.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Ooh,
bottom
baby.
tower is under
Start to this game. Shadowblade picked up for Illidan, no surprises there. It's one of the go-to, if not the go-to item now on Slark. Escape will make a positioning to the bottom lane where they'll go ahead and jump in Chronosphere, and with the amount of damage they have, should be able to get the kill. Yapsor did walk in, has to use the dust. Are they seriously not going to get this kill? Oh, Yapsor. Oh, he jukes. Always want to fly the tree line. It is going to get found out. It looks like Moonlight Shadow. They've dove deep for this kill. They need to get out. No, the TP was canceled, as Era and Synderen have shown up to provide backup support. They want this tower, and they're more than likely going to get it. But the trade comes in as Illidan split pushing top. TPs might come through for Escape Gaming. We'll see who ends up there, or if they keep pushing bottom, and it looks like that's going to continue to be the case. Illidan's push, Slark not the greatest tower pusher, although he can clear creep waves rather quickly. He doesn't have siege potential that, well, the Escape lineup does. They did lose the Drow Ranger again in the last engagement, which is the biggest problem. However, he's just going toe-to-toe against Illidan. Illidan has to use his Shadowblade to get away. Now, luckily, there's no sentries here for the Dire team, but if Synderen puts one down... Oh, put it down, Synd! Put it down, Synd! Not gonna happen. That looks like Illidan Survives another day.
I'll take that.
Did he? I thought I saw Silver Age there for a second. No, I'm just going crazy. All right, Sand King's getting closer and closer to his blink dagger, something I should have talked about. I mentioned his experience was a bit behind, I suppose. But he's caught up nicely. And his blink dagger is probably of more utmost importance at this point. Speaking of blink daggers, there's going to be one picked up for Kizu on the Void, and BCC does have his Aghanim Scepter. This is where games can change, and we've seen it so often, going back to TI. As soon as that Aghanim Scepter is picked up, you know, maybe you're pushing, and all of a sudden you run into the Mirana, she jumps in, she Starstorms you. It's not going to be a fun time, so a lot of damage to be dealt. It's just something that you have to deal with. Luckily, there is some good items coming out from Escape to keep them a bit tankier, and well, they have lifesteal aplenty. They have Vlad's and 2 Helms, so the regen back up, not to mention a Dazzle with Shadow Wave. They have Grave on top of it. They have the, I forget what his heal is called, Inner Vitality. I always forget that. Huskar's heal is one of the most forgettable names, I believe. They'll smoke up, however. It's not scouted by this ward up here. They will head down towards the bottom lane. F5 with their own smoke looking to make an engagement. Illidan will come out, right-click this creep wave, Dark Pact. And they'll know that, well, Sark's bottom. We can make a decision on going on him, but BCZ's the one that's been scouted out. Underneath that Observer Ward, they have Blink Chrono ready to go. Where's Kizu? There he is. They get the Chrono, and they will find this kill almost certainly. No leap available. Now dead for 48, and they might want a second as well. There's going to be the time dilation. First hit bash. Arctic Burn might not save you now, Ironman. They'll scout him over the tree lines. He is very speedy, though. The pounce away. Yapzor gets off the ignite, but here's the Burrow Strike, and Yapzor, they won't have the grave in time. Gets destroyed. Winner's Curse, but not found the target to do the damage. Here comes the Ghost Ship. Time walk away, however, and Kizu will make it out just in time. They can focus their efforts on bursting down this Tier 2 tower later on. They've dealt with the Tier 1 tower, and back and forth we go. A good exchange. They only lost the Ogre Magi there, and obviously the bigger kill going the way for Escape. Shadowblade picked up for the Drow Ranger after Dragonlance being completed for some time. There's the Silver Edge I was talking about for Illidan. Looks like it's going to be a, Veil of Discord for Yol. These item names just aren't coming to me as quickly as they used to. My brain's, it's growing old. Ladies and gentlemen, it's growing old. Ogre Club for Era, what I imagine to be a Dragonlance for himself, is not too far off. Again, it's so nice to have such an early base item. Like, you think about it. An Ogre Club and 2 Band of Elven skins. Total cost of 1,900. And for the amount of damage and utility you get, I'll hold that thought. Moonlight Shadow and a smoke on top. It looks like he's going to walk right up. Here's the epicenter. He's in trouble. They need the grave off now. They will blow up one. It is that Dazzle. They won't get it off in time. Ghost Ship comes out, and they'll do some damage, but Arrow trying to stay alive. Not able to arm the toggle. It's 3 versus 5 now. At Escape, they're on the run. Keys will be next time walk, but now the Torrent has found him. The Starstorm is there. They get the Cleave-Off coming in from Yol. The Tidebringer, and all that damage is too much for them to deal with. They're on the hunt looking for more, and Qualifier, he has no TP. Oh no, this is a huge problem coming out, and Fantastic.Five will scour the jungle looking for the Drow Ranger. You'll be able to pick up a bounty rune and then try to head to the side shop. Luckily, no ability to push high ground or even really the tier 2s at this point. And they'll cut the creep wave top lane, but that is a huge fight for Fantastic.Five. And again, well, Qualifier, or Era, excuse me, will find a kill with a Satyr and the help of Qualifier onto Always Wanna Fly. The Shadowblade did pay off at the end. Could have been a lot worse. Them getting that kill is certainly at least a little bit of good news going their way, but Illidan will take the tower. Almost an impressive deny coming out from Cinderin, but unfortunately the attack animation not quite quick enough to get it off. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Yapzor split pushing out the wave. Limber Cape now newly minted and picked up. The Starstorm counter pushes it just as quickly. Meanwhile, they found at least one. Kizu will time walk away. They know that the Slark is nearby, but it's very tough to bring him down. try to go for a blink chrono, but it is on cooldown for 35 if you're using it in that fight. Well, it's going to be a challenge for Huskar. I spoke too soon. A gem picked up. Perfect item that really this escape team needs. They've been losing the vision battle since the start of the game. However, the war is not over yet. First D-ward is successful, I should say. Fantastic.Five, a blink dagger now, newly minted for BZZ on the Marana. And we'll continue to push forward here into the 22 minutes mark of this game. A lot of action. 22 minutes seems a bit early, although it feels a lot longer for how this game has gone. Echo Saber picked up for the Slark, and this is where things get dangerous for Escape Gaming. They have some good survivability, but again, Cinder needs to not be on the receiving end of a giant Burrow Strike Epicenter combination. Kizu's going to time walk. He's going to find the ward. Arrow's going to come through and hit him. He cannot afford to lose that gem. Ghost Ship torn on top. There's the Epicenter, taking a lot of damage. Good grave, though, and all of that damage reverted as Kizu gets off the time walk in time. Still a great effort coming out by Fantastic.Five. They would have gotten the gem there. That would have been something damn impressive to witness, but no such luck, unfortunately. Here we go. Escape will go ahead and smoke and walk up. Find anybody. Oh, just do a good back call from Fantastic.Five, and they're on the hunt, but it might be a little too late here for Yapsor and crew. Even if Illidan's the first one scouted. Proto. Oh, what a blink coming out for both heroes. They get away from the Chronosphere. Yo will get destroyed, however, as the silence comes through. Good Winter's Curse. Yapsor graved up and kept alive, but now Illidan's gonna go to work. And here we go, jumping, Starstorm, Burrow Strike. They're decimating everyone. 3 down. What a combination of abilities. Qualifier forced to use his silence to just TP out, and well, he's successful in doing so. But Kizu, he had his blink ready to go, but he just couldn't get it off in time. Time walk will have to come out. Blinks up, can he get out? Yes. To try to go for the TP, he will be successful. Arrow off the Marquise will make it out alive. But again, that's just going to be the Kunkka going down for 3 kills. The way of escape. Look at that. Doesn't seem like that much money when you think about it for Fantastic.Five, but it's still a fair bit. Feels like it should be more, honestly, but still fairly early on in this game. That's the big thing. So again, 24 minutes in, you've got a 3,000 net worth lead for Fantastic.Five. Not much more than that, though. 5,000 experience advantage coming out as well. All right, 28 or 25 minutes into the game, rather, and we're getting there, folks. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. And escape, they'll go for a Roach attempt, and it's not too obvious either. And Kezu, the very best news is that Kezu did keep the gem. I feel like, by the way, my pronunciation of his name has been suboptimal. I apologize for that. Yash is coming out because you and the rest of the crew going to work. Grab the Aegis for Era and move towards the middle lane, but here comes Fantastic.Five. Sentry's a gem ready to go, but he will not push across the river. As I said, Sentry's and gems for escape ready to go, I should point out. A gem has been picked up for Illidan, however, so really for both teams. Not to mention, he's up to 3,000 gold and nothing on the courier. Not yet, anyway. And the other big items that I'm missing, Bale is picked up for Eol. I'm not sure if he had that in the last fight, but he's got it now. Now Forest Death picked up for Always Want to Fly on top of his other items. And the Solar Crest even for RMN. Some nice items. Era has picked up a Halberd, so they will need either an MKB later on down the road or other items as well. BKB would be nice just to get out of Sid Heaven's Halberd. Qualifier is dishing out some damage, but
Is under attack.
it's not combined yet. It's not that combined damage that you're looking for, that extra bit of oomph that you're getting. We'll continue here through this game. 1,000 gold going the way of the Sand King. Quick glimpse, or rather uses his huge silence. They'll jump in, they've got the chrono, but the bash will do the job. Great combination. And the Mirana just walking up a bit too much and was not afraid of that gust, but he should have been with no Manta style. Looks like he's trying to complete it now with a Yasha picked up, but no, looks like the invis is over and always want to fly is knows what's going on. He'll walk out. He'll walk into the creep wave. Maybe he doesn't know. The Apps are sitting very close behind him. What a glimmer cape. Fire Blast is going to come through. And they're going to find a 4-step forward. Burrow Strike has got Blink ready to go. They have Chronosphere. And he's going to use the time dilation. Good taunt, though, coming out from Yule to save him so far. X Marks will go again. They're looking to actually re-engage here. They're going to turn this. They'll pop the veil. Sentry down. Pounces up T. Kezu will actually be able to get out. But there's the winner's curse. The Apps are trying to TP away. Kezu might not be so lucky. Chrono used to disengage and get out of dodge, and looks like he will be successful. Some good split pushing while that was happening mid as well. Tower and deny raised it. It looks like it might get denied, but now Illidan on the hunt. Tower will actually fall and not get denied as the siege creep was there. Illidan's still chasing Koi for currently, and it looks like he might find him. He's got the gem. Good gust coming out. Greatly moved by Qualifier there. That was an impressive gust to come through. Hare's looking to run up, but he doesn't want to find the opposing high ground. He'll back away for the time being. Again, still with the Aegis. Now BZZ walks up and he's looking to find the creep and he will grab it again. Remember, Chronosphere on cooldown after using it to disengage that top lane still for another minute and 24 seconds. Illidan now with 3,000 gold in the Bizank. Still waiting on his next item after purchasing up what I imagined to be, I thought he would have purchased up the gem, but RMN was the one that picked it up. Silver Edge and Echo Saber, he's been awaiting that next item. He hasn't really been stifled, but feels like he's slowing down in terms of his farm for some reason.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He's currently second in net worth only to the Drow Ranger. The Drow Ranger hasn't been on top of the game since back at the beginning. Era is slowly but surely scaling up as well. Now with 11,000. Another overclub. That should be a Dragonlance. Although who knows, honestly, with some of these players. BKB also a good choice. Maybe not a Dragonlance. BKB is probably the better option. There's the Manta style picked up for the Drow Ranger, so some damage is now starting to come to fruition. She has a lot of early game items. Qualifier does. Top lane, though, looks like there's going to be an engagement as well. Illidan gonna have to use a Shadow Dance. He's halberded up, but immediately is able to avoid any further complications, even with that halberd on him. Very speedy trio they had there. Able to walk out, essentially avoiding any further danger. Kezu still has the gem in tow. 2,000 gold in the bank, and Aghanim Scepter not soon, not far off. Radiant scan right on point from F5, and they will be able to at least observe on movements. As there is a chrono mid, killing sprint for Qualifier on the Drow Ranger, and why not? Sand King's a bit too far up. Let's go for a kill. But this is that would have been the perfect timing for F5 to go for a smoke and potential fight as the Aegis was expiring, and they had the BKB being purchased by Slark. But they lost the Sand King in the process because of maybe a little too aggressive positioning. But you kind of have to make those plays, try to find that farm. And you can't really just sit around and let team out farm you. However, that does almost provide the Aghanim Scepter here for Kezu. BCZ is going to come through and blow up the creep wave, gets X marks as well, as Illidan will come through, and now he's not looking for a creep wave, he's looking for a target. Unsuccessful so far, but we'll see how much he could find here in the next couple of moments. It's Armman that's up first, and well, guess what, Illidan, he's in the jungle. Gonna look for a fight here. X marks is going to come out. We might see some trouble. Era, they're going to jump right in. They get the grave off in time, and they need him alive. But here comes the ghost ship. The winner's curse is out as well, and Era gets blown away. The grave not doing anything in that fight, and they're looking for more. Yapsor, surely he will not make it out of this alive, but he does. Burrow strike not in time. That's the one ability they need. A time walk away from Ketsu. He's got Blink Dagger and ready to go in about a second. He doesn't want to lose that money that he's got for his items, but you might have to think twice about what you use your money for. Buyback is a real concern at this point for Escape Gaming. Getting hemmed in their base. The real reason why, of course, Fantastic.Five just have a nice advantage here. Although, if you look at the net worth, it does say Escape is ahead by 2,000, but at 32 minutes out of the game, that is not much. And Koifa finds himself another kill, actually. A big one at that, is he's down bottom and found the Marana. Important kills being this, but, you know, hey, it's my first game back. You guys can give me some slack. Time walk blink further. Kezu might be the one caught here. Rather, he catches two with the chrono, but where's the follow-up damage? Illidan's taking some hits. He's got the shadow dance there. If they had the rest of the team coming in a bit quicker, that might have been an amazing chronosphere. And he does have his Aghanim Scepter, but he didn't use the chrono beforehand, and so his chrono is still down for 100 seconds, even with Yags picked up. Now the Kuka has picked himself up an Aether Lens. They'll head directly to the bottom lane. If they get a gust off here, BKB might have to be used. Can't really jump in and do anything to the guy. Escape again, they have a lack of disables that is maddening, perhaps. Just a good vision, at least, in the high ground. Man, those illusions actually hit pretty freaking hard. Illidan has like 17 armor, and he's still getting kind of owned by those illusions. It's pretty good. Away for the rest of the team. Draw illusions doing some significant damage. Cinder TPing out as well, as he was the one to place down the ward on the high ground to get some extra vision and know what's going on in that bottom lane. They can see exactly who's moving through. Just a great ward. I mean, look at this vision that they're getting. They saw everyone walk through this direction. Pretty fantastic stuff. So they know F5 are on the hunt. They haven't seen anyone backed up yet. And they should know that they're around this Roche area. And it's, by the way, right as Roshan spawns. Escape know this, but they really can't contest, not until they get the BKB for Uskar. And with that item, it's actually pretty freaking game-changing. However, they will find him yet again. X-Marks comes through. Cinderan's caught first, and Era will very well be next. Here comes the Ghost Ship. Yule will pop up the Veil. And he needs to toggle his armlet and try to go to work. Luckily, so far, he didn't use it. He didn't use his armlet. Why? I thought he could have survived there. If the burrow strike came in, he just didn't pop it for some reason. And Illidan finds the kill, and not only that, but they'll be able to take more than likely at least a tower and Roshan off the back end of this. That's a disastrous play, but Koifa is going to save them at least with a split push. Look at the damage he's pumping out. Boots of Travel. He's got the Alpha Wolf with him, as well as the Mantis Style. The move speed is pretty good. The attack speed is pretty good, and he's going to go back in, it looks like. At least he tries to. 2-2 bottom. Looks like there's more TPs coming in. He will take this tower, but he needs to leave. He's got Shadow Blade, and it looks like he will make it out. Put their blast out there in time. And always want to fly the person with the stun. A little too far off as Koifa will escape after the trade. And really, after those 2 kills, not a huge loss when you think about it for Escape. They're able to split the map up. They're able to find engagements and kills and tower pickups where they really shouldn't. And Kizu now almost level 16 with the Aghanim Scepter. He has everything at his hands to try to find a great Chronosphere. If he misses, it's only 60 seconds. Something to keep in mind. Big deal. Remember, they did change the duration, not being increased by the Aghanim Scepter. Still, the cooldown is really the most important thing, and was the most important thing for this Aghanim Scepter to begin with. By the way, Eagle Song picked up for a Drow Ranger. Almost certainly going to be the Butterfly. It's Ethereal Blade. It's not a great item on Drow Ranger, really. It gives you plenty of agility, but that's not what you're really looking for. They do see RMN walking up. He will pick up the Bounty Rune, and they know that together as a team, that's probably where F5 are. F5, you consider the same. Gizu on the high ground, time walking across. X-Marks will go. It's going to be BZ, or rather Illidan, walking up. They found Koifa. X-Mark's about to go and getting back to the safety of his team, the comfort of his team, and will do so. So they'll end the engagement there. can call it an engagement. Time walk forward. Torrent missing also. Good D-ward, Moonlight Shadow. There's the smoke up shortly thereafter. And this smoke is going to dissipate instantly. Pounce will come through. They've got the Chronosphere on him. Can they bring him down? No detection. The Shadow Dance goes on time as well. There's the BKB. Arrow will pop in as well. He wants more damage. He wants to find this kill. Now the word is cursed. They will find RMN, but it's a trade so far. Will they even find him is actually the real question. He's still alive after the Cold Embrace. Will finally fall. It looks like takes so much effort, but they have killed the Sand King on the back end as well. Air will hit perfectly into Qualifier. PZZ thinking about going back in, but they've already lost too much on the side of Fantastic.Five. Finally, the first, I guess, one fight, I'm putting that in air quotes, that you could call for escape in this long game for a good at least 10 minutes, if not more. And it's not even that much that they won. With the Roshan, that's what the sweeter deal is. The poor Alpha Wolf will get arrowed, by the way. Double damage rune, a perfect rune for one of these two heroes to go and just pump out some additional right clicks. Now, Huskar with, I believe, a third Aegis, which also means cheese. And it has been picked up by Cinderin. These Aegises, Aegises, however you want to pluralize Aegis. They've really not done much. He's died with the Aegis more than once, and then died again shortly thereafter, a couple more times. So it's just the position that normally you'd feel like, they can't kill me. Fantastic.Five have been aggressive enough, and especially with Illidan and Slark, they found more than one of these kills. By the way, Butterfly seems to be the option for both hard carries. So MKBs will be abound momentarily, I would imagine. I say momentarily, but it's not happening. It's not happening in a moment. It'll happen pretty slowly over the next course of the 20 minutes that we have left in this game, I'd imagine. 50 minutes is what we're looking at here. At least 45, because I don't think the game will end that quickly. And I don't think the Huskar will lose his Aegis realistically anytime soon, but I've been wrong before. Kez will be first contact. He'll lead the way for the charging escape squadron, and it looks like, well, it's funny how every time they just seem to miss out on these smokes. Down bottom, it looks like F5 are getting ready for their own smoke. They have now the Lotus Orb. They notice that some people are off the map. They've been off the map. Uh-oh. Our men? Rather, they've been scattered out. There's a weave coming through, some significant armor gain coming out. Escape powerful will narrowly avoid the arrow. Full tomb of words. Illidan's able to walk up and then walk away. Otherwise, he might be in a not great position. And escape will move forward.
I'll take that.
Here's the X marks. The fact that he can walk so far with X marks is kind of insane when you think about it. Look at Quickfoot. Not realistically close to MKB. In fact, I might even imagine that he goes for a Dragonlance, or rather the Hurricane Pike first. Because theoretically he is 6-slotted. He really needs the, well, he needs the Moonshard as well as Boots of Travel 2, and, well, the most obvious thing is Satanic from the Helm of the Dominator, and Silver Edge as well. So there is room for him to grow, but True Strike is not one of those things that he has at his potential unless he sells one of these items. For now, though, they'll worry about it later. And True Strike, speaking of, Illidan's not going for it yet either, I don't believe anyways. Nothing in the courier suggests that he's doing so. Nothing back at the base either. So we might be playing a game with little to no True Strike and lots of evasion. 2 butterflies and a halberd. That's what starts it. We'll see how many people have evasion at the end of the game. Oh, also a Solar Crest too. Should have thrown that out there from the where is it? There he is. Or RMN having the Solar Crest. So something to keep in mind. F5 back in their base. They're the ones that don't feel comfortable for the first time in probably 15 to 20 minutes. It's again right as the Aegis is up for Era. This time they know the BKB's up. They can't just run straight at Era and hope for a kill with, you know, the stun combos they had. You know, any moment of free time that Era gets, he pops that BKB, and not only does he survive, unless it's all 5 of F5, I don't think they can really find Era and shut him down, lock him down, and kill him. Good news is that if they do get all 5 and he's alone, he pops his BKB, they could still probably kill him. They just have to wait out the 9-second duration that he has. Like I said, I thought this game was going to go to 50 minutes, and it seems so far that I am correct in that assumption. But then again, it's not the most, you know, ridiculous assumption. MKB, is it really going to be Era picking it up first? First go-getter when it comes to True Strike, going to be Era. Seems to be the case. I don't see anybody else building it. There's the Aegis, and Roche will respawn in 3.5 minutes. 8 minutes and 30 seconds respawn. It is not bad. Blink up. Always when a fly was looking for it. Uh-oh, smoke's about to break, but they have Moonlight Shadow still. The gem's there. Chrono on the 4, but where's the follow-up? They're going to come in. Era is looking for any damage that he can find, and always want to fly. There's the winner's curse now, and Illidan will find a kill on Cinnamon on the backside. A great Chrono, but Illidan, he at least moves the fight away from that Chronosphere, and he does enough backline damage. He even gets a kill on Cinderin. They will walk right by. They had the gem. They saw him there, but they cannot go again. 35 seconds for another excuse me, I got upset through Chronosphere. It's a great play from Kezu, but it's just not enough. As Illidan again separates that team fight once more. And they just don't. If they had something like a Mirana, she could leap in. She could go for a Starstorm. If they had a Hurricane Pike, she could use it to move her way around a fight and actually there and get in position to give her right clicks. But even with all of the items she has, Qualifier is not mobile enough. At least that's what it feels like in this game. And that's probably not fair for me to say, given the circumstances. As Elena has picked up a Demon Edge in what seems to be, I would imagine, an MKB. BCC is not too far off himself, so going more right-click oriented than that cash build, which we talked about. And Era, again, also. Era with, how much gold does Era have in particular? Yeah, he's enough almost for the Demon Edge, but he won't have enough for buyback. It's the one downside. Qualifier is just saving up. I mean, it's 4,000 gold, rather. Here we go. I've seen this before. A team locked back in their base with a smoke seed at the ready. The Drows picked up a BKB and in turn sold her. What did you get rid of? Yeah, what did she have that she got rid of? Not Manta. Helm of the Dom. She got rid of her Helm of the Dom. She can still turn that into Satan later if she didn't sell it, which looks like she did, though. No, it's on the ground. And so is an extra gem, I believe. Yeah, Kizu has one, so. MKB's picked up. The first one coming out is going to be from Era. So he has that ready to go, and they know that he has that. He still will jump in with a Starstorm, doing some minor damage to a Berserker raged up Era. Moonlight Shadow, and they're looking really for bottom lane. That's the realistic target for Escape Gaming. And it looks like they might find Gem of True Sight. It's there, but it's a little late to the party. Yul had it, but he was a bit too far behind. Torrent misses and narrowly avoiding death is Qualifier, although again, narrowly is saying that when he has BKB. Counter smoke coming out from Escape Gaming. Fantastic.Five should have maybe an inkling that this is happening, although they're going to walk right up. Jump in. Chrono only onto RMN, but if they find a kill, it's a kill nonetheless, and it's right before Roshan. Ghost Ship's going to come out and miss on everyone. There they get Illidan. The MKB comes out. The Shadow Dance will keep him alive. Now they'll have to BKB and try to make it away. Good body blocks. Kezu making great plays. Era will at least hit onto Yapzor, and Era, I don't know if he can chase Illidan down. Kezu's got Time Walk ready to go. They'll find him. Jumps in. Looking for the time dilation. They'll find it. Now they get the gust off. They have the detection. They bring Illidan down. They're not done yet. always want to fly. He'll be able to get away with the Lotus Storm and juke around the tree lines, TP out, and make himself at least escape from that bad botched engagement. Illidan is down for 73 without a buyback. The worst time to die. At least a set of racks here, I'd imagine, if Escape are feeling bold enough. The arrow dodged narrowly by Qualifier. More luck than skill in that position, but BZZ, Mantis style, Burrow Strike coming out, force back, no epicenter. Chrono, he's only caught the one though, always want to fly. Ghost Ship coming out, not enough to save him. The Shadow Wave comes through. Arrow taking some significant damage, but he's healing back up. He's got the Armlet, he's got the Inner Vitality, and they'll pop it, and they will blow up the first set of racks in that mid lane and move towards bottom. Illidan now with buyback at the ready. So has 36 left on respawn, but no buyback for that Sand King for 46. And they need all 5 to stop this train. Although a buyback might force them back here. And it looks like they've hit the arrow on Era. Ill. Looking quick for go to work in the melee Rex bottom. Not to mention Glimmer Cape comes out. Era will stay alive, but here's the X mark. He's got BKB. He'll turn. He'll pop the BKB and he'll go to work. He'll leave. I think the rest of his team, they get the grave off in time. That will not last long enough, I don't believe. Illidan, though, look at the damage! He almost gets brought down by Era, just turning and fighting like a man. But it's not enough. Gems on the deck. Uh-oh. That's tricky. 2 gems. They might just have to leave it there. Oh, they just purchased another gem as well. If they find it, he can sell that gem unless it's on the way. It is. That's one of the most unfortunate things. Oh my god, that courier's gonna get that gem. That courier's gonna get that gem. Wow. Well, Escape Gaming have somehow managed to stall this game long enough with a team that was probably slated to win within 20 minutes had Fantastic.Five not had an opening that they did. They're now going to win in 50 some odd, it looks like. Obviously, the game's not over yet, and Illidan and the rest of the squad can provide huge team fight. Not only that, but they're going to get the Aegis this time around. That's huge. Illidan was forced to buy back. So he will grab the Aegis for himself by dropping the Demon Edge and having the courier come and grab it more than likely. Cheese will go to BZZ and Sim will grab the Demon Edge, and hopefully it won't get killed in the process. It'll be Yol wearing it. Kunkka has provided a lot in the early game, but now the BKBs are coming out. And it's starting to feel like, okay, well, what can I really provide in this game now? It almost feels like that. 3.7k for the Drought Ranger. Not to mention the Era. Huskar has been putting in some serious work. Gust narrowly missing on Sand King. As always, Bonafly is able to make his exit via Force Staff and Burrow Strike. I get him Scepter. Could be a good choice, and it is going to be the choice for the Sand King. Picks up a point booster. Assault Cuirass now picked up for Era. Boots of Travel picked up for BZZ. He has the cheese as well, which is a more significant item. He dropped something, I want to say. I believe he dropped something. It's on the courier. Oh. Well, those aren't his. Perhaps not. I feel like I'm missing something here. Nonetheless. He's got some good damage. There's plenty of right click between these two teams, but for now it's that wait out the Aegis game that's being played for Escape. We've seen both teams play it pretty well, honestly, but how long does he have on that damn thing? Unset Aegis. Pretty long. It's 2 minutes that we've seen go by so far. Feels like it's been at least 3. These things happen. 4,900, I believe. Yeah. A lot of gold. And there is finally the MKB for Illidan. A very important item that he doesn't have room for. Which I imagine he drops his Echo Saber before. That's how important that item is. And yes. Bring his Echo Saber back in just a moment when he loses the Aegis. Wyvern's gonna TP home. Right onto the ward, by the way. Summer Cape a little too late for poor old Yapzor. Tower into die range, by the way, top tower. They know this. Arrow pinged it. He has a pretty good understanding that it is in fact in deny range. Although they don't really need, I don't think they care that much. They just want the tower to stay alive for now. And not let, I think, Fantastic.Five have access to the top tier 3 tower and lane of Brax if something goes wrong. Having one outer tower is pretty significant when you think about it in the long run. It's going to be the Smoke of Deceit used, popped up and ready to go. Draw range will go ahead and TP back down to the bottom lane, it looks like, and it's Kezu actually. Draw was TP home. Smoke of Deceit from Fantastic.Five looks to be unsuccessful. Or, well, yeah, they're not finding anything. Or rather, Kezu's been found himself. Torrent, BKB not there in time. He doesn't have buyback. A great pickup. He just got his BKB. And he does not have buyback ready to go. You have 63 seconds in which you do not have your biggest team fight ability. Luckily enough, the creep wave wasn't there, but it doesn't seem to matter. As they're going to be at the doorstep of Escape Gaming rather soon. They did lose bottom racks, by the way. The bottom melee racks was lost in that last engagement, the last team fight. They have to TP one back home, although he was X-Marks back into the fray. This is the great thing when you're pushing. You have to deal with other split push going across the map, not to mention these creep waves. Look at that silence, though. Illidan takes a big chunk of damage. He's forced back. The Shadow Dance will help him heal up. But it does stop the push for another couple of seconds, and they have 22. Tip 3 tower will fall. Fire Blast, Dark Pack. There's the first trick to come in, but no more engagement so far. Moonlight Shadow will come out. They have to back away. That might be the end of it. Era's, or rather, Kezu's up in 10. And when he's up, I don't really think you can accomplish it as much as you'd like. X-Marks is not coming through this time. F5 are just gonna...
bottom barracks are under attack.
They're gonna hit the showers, the locker room. Reset themselves for another team fight later on in this game. We have 7,000 gold now on Qualifier. He continues to be rich. He's picked up a Hurricane Pike in the absence of us looking at his items. And he continues to just be a fighting force to be reckoned with. Here they go. Escape Gaming not to be bullied any further. I can't though, Kezu with no buyback. Let's check buyback status real quick though. There's not many. 2 on each side. And with Illidan getting his back at 166 gold. That buyback earlier was for naught. It looks like, at least from Escape's point of view. That buyback earlier really did not really help them accomplish much. Silver Edge coming out. They get the helm real quick. They get him an Alpha Wolf. He'll drop the helm back down, pick back up his Silver Edge, and return to doing what he was doing earlier, which is killing heroes. And they'll start this with a smoke. Roshan not up for a little while, it seems, so it's the right time. Although buyback status has just become perfect as Illidan walks into the entirety of this dire squad. Shadow Dance, there's the gust. They will bring him down once. He has buyback. Can he buyback to get there in time? Always want to fly, will be the next to fall. Again, though, buybacks are there and ready to go. A significant amount of damage dealt, though. That's a lot of gold that's going to have to be used. TP's up top lane. BCC trying to kill it, but Yapzor has found the Fire Blast. Fantasy style, however, Yapzor might have found himself in some trouble as well. And BCC will make it out in time. Yapzor is not really doing the best of split pushing currently. The Illusions are doing a much better job at that. Buybacks coming through. They're pushing into the top lane right now, and Air's caught with an arrow. Torn will come through, forced in. He'll fall. What an arrow. What a combination of plays for Fantastic.Five. X-Marks Quake that has to BKB and run. TPs are going to come through anyways. Cancel it? Absolutely not. No bashes. They will find the Ogre. Not the biggest kill. Era does have buyback, mind you. Forced to buyback on, I think, both of those heroes, by the way. The Sand King as well as the Slark coming out when it's all said and done. Still, though, that's pretty impressive arrow. Well, it's daedalus, by the way, for BZZ. They arrow him. He's facing the direction of the racks. They force him in. No problems there whatsoever. Sand King was probably the one to do so. And they continue to make plays. Fantastic.Five. Not willing to give up just yet. This is an upper bracket game. Tournament stake is not even on the line here. It's the crazy thing. This is just, at this point, game one of a best-of-3 series. And boy, whoever loses this series still has another series to play after this. Perhaps they'd rather only just play the one series and be done with it, but not everyone could be so lucky. Fairly evenly matched teams. That's what we saw out of the TI6 qualifiers. That both of these teams, they know how to play against each other. Looking a bit closer here now, even with both teams on the cusp of qualifying. A similar story can be told from TI6's perspective. Roshan, again, another early spawn. Relatively early spawn. They're going to have it soon. But Era has respawned, and so now 30 seconds on the respawn timer. It's decision-making time for both Escape as well as Fantastic.Five. Now, the real question is, can you really get anything done here? The good news is that Observer Ward provides so much intelligence for F5. Whitefoot comes in, the gust doesn't hit up on it. Oh, that's a great winner's curse. Yapsor is going to get caught, but there's going to be the chrono on it too from Kezu. Actually on the 3, blowing up BZZ is their first priority. He'll be able to leap away, but there's the jump in from Era. They'll find the kill, but what about Illidan? He's running amok. It looks like he's only gotten the 1 kill. The epicenter will come in. The BKB is still there for Era. Now it's gone down. Still looking to take a lot of that damage, trying to go in Armin. Burrow Strike has caught him, and he's done. 3 down for Escape, but they might even lose more. Kezu's going to try to get out. BKB now down. Whitefoot does get the 1 kill. They're forced to buy back on BZZ. And even with all of these buybacks for Escape, they just don't have the advantage. It's just not enough. But here we go, straight down mid. Buybacks to plenty. The only one that doesn't have it is Yapsor. They don't necessarily need him for a defense, but they're going to have to make a decision soon. And when they buy back, Kezu's got Chrono in 8. That's what they're waiting for. Do they have Glyph? The answer to that question is yes. They just need to wait 2 more seconds. Jump in, Chrono, not there yet. Always want to fly. X-Marks will come out. He gets off the Chrono. It's on to 2. Illidan, most importantly, but they get the Cold Embrace off. Always want to fly. Will be next. He'll be caught by the MKB. Illidan is forced to pounce away. Dark packed out. Gets hit with a True Strike. They'll try to chase him down. Here comes Qualifier. The gust is there. The gust is there. No BKB, but he's juking and jiving so effectively. Now he gets Cold Embrace once more. Here comes the Huskar. The winner's curse. Is it good enough? They kill Yapsor again. Poor boy. He'll go fall for his second time. Hell Era machine gunning his way through. Will take down BZZ for 120. Can they find Illidan? Can they clean this game up? Yes, they can. Era gets a double kill. Oh, that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. No buybacks, not at least for 3 minutes or so. Oh, that is maybe gonna be it, and the perfect timing for Kezu to get off a Chronosphere, especially on that Slark. No BKB at the ready, and F5s go a little too hard on that base. No BKB, no buyback. Losing their base little by little. Bottom racks is long gone, and the tier 4 towers will be next to follow. And GG. The first game is 61 minutes, and Escape outlast Fantastic.Five. Our first game of the day. Well, I will say this. If we have more of those games, I will not be disappointed or sad. However, the one problem is that, of course, it's a solo game, so we will have Purge coming in just about now, so that is good. Purge will be joining me. The lobby is going to be up shortly thereafter. Very quickly, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Great game number 1. We'll see you guys for game number 2.